Let's say we're good. We're live.
Live from Ventnor, New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen.
Sound check. Let us know in the chat. We're back.
Yeah, I've heard you. I believe we're back.
Things should actually...
Don't even say it. Let's just see how things progress.
Let's see how things progress.
Yeah. By the way, dinner was wonderful.
Dinner was fantastic. So pause. We got a short stream tonight. So
let's go.
We need to jump right in. Title of tonight's stream pop. I'm not letting you off the hook from last week. Don't worry.
Which is?
Here's when car prices are going to burst. When's the bubble going to burst, Pop? What do you think?
Getting 10 to 12 weeks.
Sticking between getting a lot of static noise and... 1 second.
Yeah. Well, I do...
Unplugging the still up. Literally nothing changed from when we talked. This is infuriating. So why would they be
Don't use those F-bombs.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
What a way for yourself. Is that? Let me know if there's static now. Lights and monitor.
Is that better?
Getting better. Yes, still nerve wracking. Think I did this.
Is that better? Is that better?
There's a 10-second delay. That is definitely. I'm so Can you even hear us? Yeah? This is like an ongoing saga. Here's what will help us actually. Here's what we're doing this. It's frustrating. I think I got it. Can you hear us now? Put it one off for a second there. Let's just stay on there. There's a to the left. It's helping. But we literally spent 45 minutes earlier. Yeah. We're all gonna celebrate once everybody. I mean, I don't comprehend how they keep doing this. We literally tested extensively. Athletic? What did you talk about? Why didn't you do this earlier? That would have been really great if they'd have done it earlier when we were testing. And you can't have us attack. What about now, Zach? I just changed the setting. It might take a second. Is there still static?
Oh, static just stopped.
Can you hear us?
Static just stopped.
Yeah, this is good. Static stopped. I hear you.
Yeah, but why did it do that, gang?
Well, I don't know. Let's not worry about it.
Well, yeah, but we can't take phone calls now.
Oh, we can't?
No. I just I'm very confused. We spent, just so everyone knows, my sister and her fiance are over there. I had her fiance in in one of the bathrooms. It's a small condo, one of the bathrooms. My sister out on the balcony. My dad, who I snapped at, I said, "Stop talking to me. I need to focus," because I was testing. And we did a private live stream and end to end tested it, and it worked. My sister called in, and it all worked. And then you go to production, and you get this. But hey, here we are, Pops.
Yeah.
Here we are. Oh, Alex wants to see your t-shirt. We will definitely show the t-shirt. My dad got a t-shirt from a community member, Alex. Thank you for that. Pops, when is the bubble going to burst?
The bubble's going to burst when we get all this stuff to work properly, which could be a couple of weeks, a couple of months, a couple of years. I don't know. There was an article in Bloomberg the other day about how we might be at the peak of used car prices.
Also, for everyone wondering, here's what I was hot researching. We posted it back on the community. There's the Bloomberg article. I've got the PDF right here for those of you who aren't a Bloomberg subscribers.
Yes.
Used car prices are poised to peak in the U.S. after pandemic surge.
But they're saying it could still be several weeks away before they peak, which, as we saw last fall and early winter, as wholesale prices were consistently going down, retail prices did not match the decline that we were seeing in the wholesale values. So I wonder if we'll really see a decline in the retail values anytime soon.
We've got our first Ray Shefska stamp of approval to toss out for the night.
We do?
Yeah.
Two?
Melissa. She picked up her RAV4 today.
Well, God bless her. Congratulations,
everyone
Melissa.
in the chat. Congratulate Melissa. Arduous task getting the RAV4, but congratulations.
And I believe she ended up getting her financing through her credit union.
Yeah. She did end up. There.
Good for her.
So we've got Bloomberg showing here in the the Dad.
Yes.
That look. Used car prices are decelerating. The red line's going down. Yeah. It's still up at 40%. It's still up at these ridiculous amounts year over year.
Yes.
It's truly remarkable.
Yes.
So your best guess is that we're looking at...
I still think.
Tell me what you think.
I think before we get back to normal, and I think we're 12 to 18 months away before we get back to normal. Do I think we will see... wholesale prices stabilize? Yes. Do I think that time's coming sooner rather than later? Sooner maybe being in the next 2 to 3 months? Yes. Do I think we'll see any corresponding decline in retail asking prices anytime soon? I don't know. If I were to guess, I'd say 3 to 6 months before you might see anything along those lines. But I do honestly believe that, for instance, we had a viewer, a member, who had gotten an offer on his used truck
Mhm.
of $16,200 in May,
Mhm.
and he got an offer of $20,000 for it in June, and he's thinking, well, gee, should I hold it or should I sell it? Will it continue to go up? And well, vehicles don't go up $3,800 every month. Okay, that's not a sustainable path.
Yeah.
So, do I think we're realistically approaching the highest point? Yeah, and I think that's going to happen soon.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're going to see a dramatic decrease in the asking prices of these vehicles.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I want to toss it out there. So if you're just joining us, we had minor audio, not minor, static. Sorry about that. My apologies. We can actually invite through StreamYard, which is what we're using. So if anyone does want to, like, I'm thinking if Melissa wants to come share her story about picking up her car today,
Yeah.
let me know. I can invite you, and we can actually, remember when we did with Kimberly, where she was on the screen with us? We can actually do that, which is quite nice. So I know we can't do call-in tonight, but
Yeah.
someone can join in. So it's food for thought there.
Okay.
I want to bring up that let's take some time to actually answer the questions that come through the chat, since we can't do call-in as well. And
Sure.
before we even hop to that, did you see CarMax's
Yes.
earnings?
Yes.
They hit a grand slam.
I think it might be a double grand.
A double grand slam.
I don't know if there is such a thing, but if there is, they hit it.
The company blew past earnings estimates for its fiscal first quarter.
Yes.
CarMax had a net income of $436.8 million, up from $4.978 million the year earlier period. That is a 100x nearly increase. That's insane. Revenue rose. You
revenue
doubled.
more than doubled
Truly
for the first
remarkable.
quarter.
Yeah.
Now their first quarter isn't like most companies' first quarters, because their first quarter ended May 31st.
2 million units sold per year by 2026.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And did you see that they bought 163,000 vehicles from customers off the street using their new technology of get an instant quote for your car?
Their new technology, aka being pressured by the Carvana's rooms of the world.
Yes.
Really, really awesome.
Yes. And also, one of the things that came up this week is that General Motors finance arm.
Oh my gosh, let's talk about this.
Will no longer give starting Thursday, July 1st, they will no longer offer a payoff to third-party concerns that might be interested in buying the car. Those payoffs are only going to be available to the customer if they want to buy it.
I got an email about this. Let me see if I can pull that up.
Or through the dealership, because they want to ensure that the GM dealers get first crack at these lease returns. They don't want them going to Carvana, CarMax, Vroom, any of those other types. They want GM dealers to be able to get first crack at these cars so that they can have more pre-owned cars for their own inventory. They did say that they are going to relook at this at the end of the year to reevaluate what it is that they're going to do and whether or not they're going to continue down this path. But at least for the next 5 months, 6 months, you won't be able to get a payoff. If you go to Carvana, they won't quote Carvana payoff.
RWD Please says BMW is doing that as well.
Okay.
So here's an email I got, which is great. It said, "Good evening, and I hope you are both well. In case you were not already aware, GM will no longer allow lease customers. I have 2 current GM leases, each with 9 payments remaining, to sell any GM lease unit to a non-GM dealer effective Thursday, July 1st next week.
Yep.
The customer must either only trade or turn the vehicle into a GM dealer or purchase the lease outright from GM Financial," which is still not a bad option. You just need to have the cash.
You could purchase it.
Yep.
And then you could turn around and sell it for whatever that profit would be, which would still be significant.
And what was happening in the past, and Pops, we had a very thoughtful $10 donation from Sally Hand come in. Sally, thank you for enduring the audio issues earlier. We appreciate the donation. Can't believe we got to test again, but we'll do it. We'll keep testing. It's what we do. We don't give up.
Correct.
It takes more cash in hand to be able to do this, because what was previously happening is Carvana would send the payoff for you.
Yes.
Or someone else would be fronting the money, essentially.
Yes.
Making the process simpler.
Yeah.
And now GM's saying
it's more difficult, but
this, to me, is anti-consumer. it's anti-competition, it's anti-consumer, and it's not right.
Of course, it's anti-consumer because they don't. They want to make sure
GM is serving its dealer group.
Well, yeah, they feel as if they have an obligation to that dealer group that buys billions of dollars worth of cars from GM, that has invested trillions of dollars in buildings and building upgrades, and so that they want to do what they can to assist the dealers in making sure that they'll be able to have pre-owned inventory in the future, and they don't want that pre-owned inventory going to these new giants in the used car business, like the CarMaxes and the Carvanas of the world. They don't care whether they survive. They care that their dealer body survives.
Which I get, but my point again is it's anti-consumer to be doing this. We've seen people for months benefit.
Let me put it to you this way: when things were normal, and you could buy the car for residual value, and the residual value was always much higher than its true market value, GM wasn't worried about it then. Okay, they weren't worried about giving a payoff to a third-party concern if that third-party concern wanted to pay too much for the car.
Matt Johnson's reminding me, Pops, don't worry. You're forgetting who owns the car during the lease, Zach. They're called to make. I agree, but you also sign a contract with the consumer, and it has a payoff. And you're intentionally making it more difficult for that consumer to have the funds sent for the payoff. I'm not saying, of course you have to pay the payoff. But we've had, Chevy dealerships or Ford dealerships that you have to go back to the manufacturer? Now GM's back to the dealer?
You have to go back to the originating dealer to get the
And you
payoff.
have varying payoff amounts. That's another thing that's happening.
Because Ford will give the originating dealer what the real payoff is, and then the originating dealer is free to quote the consumer or the third party that's interested in buying it, whatever payoff they want to quote, so that they can make money on the transaction.
So we had a couple people on the YAA community, which is not publicly launched yet. So there's 500 people here, so maybe this is not a good idea. But we are going to be launching soon. It's actually already up. We're just waiting to launch it. It'll be next month. It'll be in July, around my birthday, a little bit before my birthday. We posted in the YAA community. We had a couple questions come in, Dad, for tonight's live stream. So Let's take a peek here. This is from Rob Morris. Gents, so the Paul Harvey, youngins won't get the reference.
I do. So for the rest of the story, yeah.
Paul
Harvey. You know, I there was a golf course I used to play on in Phoenix.
Sorry, I'm doing some light readings here.
Yeah, in Phoenix, and literally, you would go past his house when you were playing golf on that course.
That's not on his Wikipedia page, so I cannot corroborate what you just said.
But he was famous for his commentary and for the rest of the story.
Okay. So it's rest of the story.
Yes, that was his famous phrase.
Gents, so the Paul Harvey.
Yeah.
Rest of the story. To my Carvana 19 Mercedes GLE 43 AMG Coupe is that it has an oil leak around the seal of the lower oil pan at 15,000 miles.
Not bad, huh? It is a Mercedes.
An AMG at that.
Yes, go figure.
Mercedes dealer has sealed it and wants to go through the weekend, then start it, drive it, and re-examine on Monday. The $64,000 question is, do I tell Carvana I want it, or would you send it back? I have until Wednesday. They extended the 7-day guarantee until then. I will say the car checks all the boxes and it ran fine. Absent of some paint and corrections buffering, it's super clean, and Carvana is willing to pay for the paint corrections detailing any body shop work needed. For what it's worth, the Mercedes service advisor, who I know, said, never seen this on this model trim. These things are usually bulletproof.
Yeah.
He thinks it will be fine, and this repair is covered under the factory warranty. Plus, it does have 27 months left. What say you, gentlemen?
Well, since they sealed it, let them double check it on Monday. If the dealership that you've done business with before and where you know this service advisor feels confident in the repair, that there shouldn't be additional issues, and you're still covered under 27 more months of factory warranty, I would say go with it.
And this all comes back to the fact that you cannot get a pre-purchase inspection done.
Yes. But if Carvana is going to take care of the other issues, and they're basically going to make the car close to perfect, and if through the Mercedes warranty they can take care of the mechanical issues and bring it up to snuff, I don't think you have too much to worry about.
And Pops, Joe Jizz has a very, very, very timely comment.
Yeah.
AMG repair is still cheaper than a Ferrari or Lambo repair.
Last time I checked, he's correct.
I mean, that logic is as bulletproof as that oil pan.
You cannot argue logic like that.
Did you guys, this from LP Chris, did you guys read the Cox V Auto report, if when the market will correct, we are in this for the long haul? No, I'll pull that up in a moment here. We can all take a peek at that together. All right, that is to Rob's question. This is from Christian Leone, young car buyer. Can factory orders receive any additional dealer markup? Recently had a Ford dealer tell me that there's a $5,000 markup on factory orders. And just to do a quick shout out, really quick.
Yeah.
We have the dealer invoices channel, full of Ford invoices. Thank you, Skylar Green.
Yeah.
Where you can actually come in here and you can see dealer invoices. This could be really helpful for you once we launch it, and once there's more dealer invoices in here.
In answer to the question, you negotiate the selling price of the car before you order it. So if the Ford dealer where you want to order it is saying there's going to be a $5,000 addendum added to the car, additional dealer markup of $5,000, and if you agree to that, then you order the car. If you don't think that's fair, and I certainly don't, then you don't order the car there. You go find a dealer that would either charge you nothing above MSRP in order to order the vehicle, or somewhat considerably less than what this dealer wants to charge in the way of $5,000 over. But it's entirely negotiable at the time you're considering placing the order. You want to negotiate the selling price of the vehicle that you're ordering. You need.
And I don't disagree with you, but we're hearing more and more stories from folks saying, I'm trying to negotiate. They're telling me it's going to come later. I mean, like all sorts of issues.
Then don't buy it right now.
No. Hey, I've been thinking I need a car recently. You know what I'm not going to do?
You're not buying.
I'm not going to buy a car. I got to take our own advice.
Yeah, you're thinking I'll keep utilizing my father's Mini.
I'm going to Paul Harvey it. Does that work? Is that
you're going to the rest of the story is I'll just use my dad's car.
All right, this is from Larry R. Ray.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, Larry R.
Yes, thank you, Larry.
Ray, when the bubble bursts, will manufacturers start to overproduce cars to make up for lost volume, which in turn will push dealers to sell cars at a cheaper or at a deeper discount? Yeah, that's a really great question.
Well, here let's frame it in this light. They are estimating that the manufacturers are losing.
Let me pull up the latest data as you're saying this.
$110 billion in lost revenue.
That's not much.
So I don't know. I would suspect that since the only way manufacturers make money is to build cars and wholesale them to their dealer body, they're going to build cars and wholesale them to their dealer body to make up for that lost revenue.
They're going to be selling a ton of cars.
And they've proven in the past they don't really care how much of a discount the dealers have to give in order to sell the product. Hell, they'll even help the dealers by giving them additional incentives or increasing the amount of the consumer incentives. So it's cheaper and more efficient and more profitable for the manufacturers to build as many cars as they can, as quickly as they possibly can, and wholesale them to their dealer body as quickly as they can. And then they'll make whatever adjustments need to be made in order to help the dealers sell them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yes, Larry, I would think that once they can build as many cars as they'd like, they will, and they won't care that the dealers will have to do deep discounts in order to sell them.
You anticipate we'll end up going back to normal?
Yes, absolutely. It's ingrained in both the manufacturers and the dealer body.
Let's take a peek here, Pop. So I pulled up the latest data. This was back from June 21st, so it'll be updated again this week. So yeah, you said 160,000 vehicles taken out of North American factory
production that week.
Yes, 471,000 globally. Wow,
for that week.
This is in a 1 week period.
Yes.
North America General Motors cut 42,600 vehicles out of planned production.
Yeah.
Hyundai accounted for 27,000 that were out of production. The Santa Fe, Sonata, the Elantra, the Tucson as well.
Ford only cut another 27,500.
Wow. Toyota, Honda also affected.
Yes.
Okay, I hadn't looked at this in a little while. Wow, we are now up to an expected 5.3 million. Remember when we first looked at this and it was like 800,000 to 1 million?
Yeah. and then it was three something million to 4 million. Now we're up to 5.3 million, and I'm telling you, and the 110 billion in lost revenue was when we were in the 3.3 million to 4.1 million vehicles lost of production.
Do you think part of, let me pull it back up here, back on the back in the Bloomberg article, I think it was in the general channel. The used car prices are peaking.
Yeah.
Do you think that part of what we're seeing in terms of maybe a bit of a plateau and things starting to come down is on the, obviously not on the supply side. In that case, it's got to be on the demand side, that consumers are starting to watch enough of these videos. They're hearing from their friends, and they're also going to the dealerships and realizing, do I really want to pay $5,000 additional dealer markup on something?
So
I think it's obviously on the demand side.
Are there enough consumers that are taking themselves out of the marketplace that it might finally cause the dealers to have to make some price adjustments? Yes, I think we're starting to see that. I can tell you that we know, as a matter of fact, that there will be a story.
I was about to say, we know things are getting so bad that I've got an email in my inbox from CBS 11 in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas.
Yes.
My dad and I did an interview that's going to air on Dallas's primetime news
next Monday.
In 2 days.
That would be Monday. Yeah.
Yeah. Next Monday.
That would still be Monday. Yes.
I mean, things are so bad that news anchors are going on YouTube, finding us two knuckleheads that can only hardly ever get a live stream to work.
Yeah.
And saying, we got to talk to people about these prices. What's going on?
Because we know the audio won't be good.
You know what, though? I was texting with, I forgot what her name is. I think it was Diane. She bought her Chevy Bolt today.
Yeah.
You want to get a deal?
Oh, yeah.
Chevy Bolts.
Yeah.
And you know what? Speaking of deals, Pops.
Well, that's because there's so many incentives for governmental incentives.
Let's look at the customer incentives.
Yes.
These are the customer incentives for this week.
Ridiculously low.
Well, but there are some.
In comparison to what they had been in the past.
If you want to buy a BMW i3.
Yeah, well, that's because it's an electric vehicle, yeah.
What do you refer to them as?
The clown car.
If you want to buy a clown car.
Affectionately known as the clown car.
Ford.
Yeah.
$1,500 in incentives on
and when we checked the same incentives for the same time a year ago, they were like $3,500 or more. So you can see that they're, because of the short supply, they don't have to underwrite the sales of these.
The they do on the Toyota Mira. Holy cow, what the heck's going on there? What is a Toyota Mira?
I don't know.
There must not be many on the market. Toyota Mira, Nissan Leaf. See, there you go. Chevrolet Bolt, the 2021.
Yeah. And that's because so much of that is governmental incentives that they're passing through.
Sure. But I mean,
to the ultimate buyer.
Audi A8, S8 still has a lot of incentive, interestingly enough.
Yeah, but I can tell you from my Audi experience, the Audi A8 and S8 has always had a huge amount of cash incentive to the dealer or to consumers.
The Toyota Mira is hydrogen.
Oh, okay.
Hydrogen. There you go.
Now you have it.
Now you know what? You can get a great deal on a Toyota Mira.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, fuel cell. Interesting. Interesting.
Yes, I agree. It is interesting.
Where are you taking the conversation? Put you on the spot.
Okay. What was that?
I said, where are you taking the conversation? I'll put you on the spot.
15 minutes. I'm taking it to the front of the big screen TV.
Correct. We've got 15 minutes.
For the Suns game.
I can't believe... Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Cox analysts and I have a different view. We don't believe the current used vehicle bubble will burst. Interesting. Where's that research? Someone link us to the Cox Automotive. RR wants to know when it's going to burst. Pops, you think 12 months?
I think 12 to 18 months.
I think actually it's going to be sooner. I think the volatility. I think the volatility at how sharply prices went up. Will echo and be similar on the other end. I think when it happens, it's going to be pretty drastic.
Yeah, but I until demand really ebbs,
which I think it is,
until it really ebbs. Other than just our community members who were saying,
well, what's going on the Black Book side? We haven't looked at the Black Book data in a little bit. I haven't looked at this. Have you?
No.
This is this week's, or the most recent week.
Yeah.
So prices are up.
Yeah, they're still up. They're just not up it's not as large an increase as it had been the week before.
Look at the screen. Wait a second. Look over there. This is cool.
Look over where?
I can put a specific comment up on the screen.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. Should we answer Ken's question? I
Well,
put it up by accident. But
Yeah. When do you expect that the chip supply will come back? That's probably a good 12 months.
Well, the chip supply will lead the car manufacturing coming
Yeah.
back. I mean, we're already
Yeah.
seeing some impacts on the chip supply in terms of like, you know, not prioritizing them for automobiles. So like we still know there's not enough.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about it before. It's not like you can just suddenly snap your fingers and you're going to produce more chips.
Will be trucking pops wants to know: have you ever seen used cars appreciate like this rate? This whole ad comments that screen thing.
I have never. I have never, not in my lifetime have I seen anything like this. And the only thing that I can equate it to, um, and I don't know this from experience myself because, well, I wasn't born yet, but after World War II, there was so much pent up demand for all kinds of consumer goods, whether it be clothing or automobiles, that the prices for all that stuff skyrocketed because there were just these vast shortages of everything. As a matter of fact, my great uncle Julius Lewis, who had Julius Lewis Men's and Ladies Fine Clothing stores in Memphis, Tennessee, that's when he made his fortune, was because he had overbought during the early parts of the war, and he actually had clothing available once the war ended and people wanted to spend money when nobody else had it.
Got a great question here, Dad, from
Yes.
Michael Ward.
Yes.
Who is buying all the used autos? And Skylar Green commented on this before as well.
Yeah.
Carvana, Vroom.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
we've talked about it, and now's not the best example of this, but traditionally you make your money selling products that attach to the car, to the truck, to the SUV.
Well, in the old days, people in the car business would say you make your money when you buy the car. Okay. And what that meant was if you buy the car cheap, okay, just because you bought it cheap doesn't mean you sell it cheap. You sell it for what the market price is. So if you bought it cheap and the market price was really much higher, you were going to make a lot of money on that vehicle. So you make your money when you buy it, in essence. In this market, they have artificially inflated all of wholesale values to where Carvana and Vroom and CarMax are willing to pay retail to get their hands on these cars because they now can attach so many items to the vehicle service contracts. They make their money on the financing, gap insurance, things of that nature. So that's where they're looking to make the money.
Nope, definitely.
And it wasn't that way in the old days.
Yeah. And I was just going to say the fact that money's so cheap right now and the Federal Reserve
I've heard money's cheap. Yeah,
makes it easier.
I've heard it's pretty cheap. Yeah.
Run 4 Street. How will they handle all of last year's models that are sitting in fields and parking lots? They can't afford to let multiple years of stock to pile up. It's a great question.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that as soon as those chips become available, they're going to pop them in those vehicles before they start building the 2022.
And you have a great suggestion. The VIN plate, or excuse me, is it the VIN plate?
Yeah, it's the VIN plate.
In the door jamb on the B pillar, C pillar, A pillar.
It's on a pillar.
It's on one of the pillars.
Yeah.
Will actually have the date of manufacturing for the vehicle.
Yes.
So if you are in December, let's say it's December, January of next year,
you're looking at a vehicle that was manufactured, I don't know,
in March, February, or January, and just sat in a field.
Yes. So there's going to be other issues that the manufacturers are going to have to deal with, some of which could be wiring issues, because when things sit in fields, mice get happy, and mice love wiring harnesses, flat spots on tires, things of that nature. So there's going to be issues that are going to crop up with a lot of those vehicles.
Alex M says dealers are floor planning very expensive. I think this will be a bubble that bursts. I think floor plan's relatively cheap right now because interest rates are so low.
But the amount that they're floor planning
is a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
Anthony Vogel says 650 plus viewers and barely 40 likes.
Really?
Is that because we screwed up the audio earlier?
Yeah, it could be.
It's been smooth since.
Yeah, it has been. So if you appreciate what we do, if you're from the South, please mash the like button. If you're from anywhere else, please smash that son of a gun. Because it's those algorithms that determine our future with YouTube and how they're going to treat us.
Jeannie Mack wants to know what's the call number. No call-in tonight. We tested before. Call-in wasn't working. We also need to figure out a call screener. So maybe we'll do that next year, before our next stream, something okay. Like that. Chris Corey, here you go. A rat chewed through my wiring harness. So brutal. So it is
Yes.
real. I mean, you're
No,
not,
no, trust me. I can't tell you how many times that we would have a used car that would sit in a lot too long, and then when you go to start, it doesn't start, and you go, okay, maybe the battery's dead. Well, then you do a little research, and well, it's not the battery's dead. It's that the a family of mice, field mice, have made a new home, and they decided to chew on the wiring harnesses for nutritional purposes.
I put a nutritional purposes. I put a comment up on the screen for you to read from the F, and I got us herself. I'm grabbing you a T-shirt too.
Okay. Well,
I'll put the T-shirt.
the real one, the big one, is in my closet, straight ahead. Open that door, second shelf down. There it is. And the F&I got us herself, Kimberly Klein. I also believe there will be a domino effect, that it won't be the end after the bubble bursts. I think you're probably right. It won't be. It's just literally the most unusual. Oh my God, what a great looking shirt. And I must say, what an incredibly handsome looking guy on that shirt. Doesn't look anything at all like me, but and that is Car Poopy himself, in an extra large. Compliments of Alex,
Alaska
the
Sound
Alaska
Guy.
Sound Guy.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you again, Alex. That deserves another stamp of approval.
Because I can a little confetti,
and I can actually put this on, and I'll wear it to dinner. Next time we go to dinner, I'll wear that to dinner.
Car Poopy came from me calling my dad Car Poppy, and then my dad calling himself Car Poopy. So.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's where it came from.
Pops, when a price is going to burst while I take this off, that's what the people actually want to hear.
How many times can I say I don't know? I don't know when prices are going to burst, but I think we're reaching the absolute peak of what the prices are going to be, and it might remain at that peak for a while before we see them start coming down. And I'm not convinced at this point that there's going to be an actual bubble that bursts, just a slow downward trend in some of the asking prices.
A slow downward spiral for humanity.
Death spiral. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Ray, I like your antennas. I don't know what that means.
He likes my what?
Angie Parker saying she's been looking, or he's been looking. She, I guess, has been looking for 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really tough time. I mean, one of the really, I'll pull up my screen real quick and let's go to the app so that we can take a look. Because I ran this market price report. So one of the things I'll show this to everyone. If you create an account, you get 3 free reports. We added the search by, well, there's not a 20. There you go. Actually, we added the search by year, make, model, trim.
Yeah,
so if you're in the market,
it just thinks it's a 2022.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to generate a report right here.
Smarter than you and I.
I didn't think that was going to work.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that it does. Let me see here. Whoops. Yeah, tips for buying a truck right now. Here, watch this. So you can see that the average time on lot right now, there's 135 2022 Acura MDXs right now. The average time on lot is 26, the market day supply. Some with high negotiability, though.
Yeah.
Because I guess we're here at the end of the month. So let's take a quick look. So if you're in the market, you're buying a truck or something like that. Oh, we've got a Costco auto buying program. There you go. That's why it's got 119. Average went up to 44 because then did the 100-mile radius search around this particular vehicle, not the zip code I had put in before. Interesting. But what I wanted to show, Pops, was actually, I think it was this Honda Civic. It may have been. No, it was the, let me go back. Oh yeah, it was this Honda Civic. Yep. 2022 Honda Civic. 6 days on lot, local average 6 days. 154. So if you're in South Florida,
yes,
Honda Civics,
yes,
have a 6-day market supply.
Yes, that means they're exceedingly popular.
That means you don't have enough,
and that there's more than 154 people out there right now that are looking to buy one.
Craziness.
Yes,
absolute craziness.
Yes.
Okay. Also craziness.
Yes.
That we got this to work a little bit.
Yes,
that's good.
Yeah.
We're going to go watch a Suns game.
Yes, we are.
I'm going to do another test so we can actually get call-in working. Thank you to everyone that joined us. And it was quick. But my sister, my dad's daughter is in town, so we went out to dinner before.
And my future son-in-law.
And your future son-in-law.
Yes.
So we will be back again.
I don't know when, because you'll be out of town next week.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to a bachelor party.
Where?
Vegas.
What goes on in Vegas?
Goes
On in Vegas.
on a live stream.
So
no, we'll do one during the week because I want to get live. I want to get the call in. Let's run another test. I can't believe it. We literally tested, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Anyway, a few things that I will mention though before we sign off. The YAA community, which is like essentially the YAA member forum, that'll be launching relatively soon. There's already a couple hundred people in here, maybe like 110 people in here. You can see like mics in here. So stay tuned for that. That's coming soon. There's a couple other things.
I've been on the comment.
My dad, you want to talk to my dad? Here's how you talk to my dad. You comment in the community and he'll comment back there. And we're working on a few other things. So just stay tuned. July 9th. Just remember July 9th.
What happens then?
Some stuff.
Okay, cool.
Some stuff's going to happen July 9th.
Okay,
How's that sound?
That sounds good.
Thank you to those of you who tuned in on YouTube, Facebook, and on Twitch.
You.
We'll be back again soon. Thank you, Pops, for doing this.
My pleasure. Go Suns.
Go
Let's
Suns.
go Suns.
See you guys.
Goodbye, all.